There are many cases when people will want to talk about this topic, or people will describe their experience. It often starts with, sometimes I feel I am not alone. Sometimes I feel there is someone else in the room. Sometimes I'm walking on the street and then I just hear my name from behind. And then I turn. And I discover that nobody knows me. These are signs that you're being watched. When it gets to that point, I need you to understand that it won't be far from that time you'll fall into the very trap that might doom your life. Because at this point, they've actually gathered almost, if not every information that they need about your life to report back to whoever sent them on that errand. So today I want us to talk about monitoring spirits. These are survey plans of the greater darkness to get information about your life's movement, advancement, achievements, strength, weakness, aspirations, everything concerning your life in general, your goals and determinations and all that, even the kind of person that you are spiritually and physically. See, when the enemy wants to, strike someone's life, when they notice that this person is a hard target, the next thing they begin to do is to plant these spirits to follow the person all around. They pay attention to even things that you do not pay attention to, just so they can gather all the informations that they need and report back to the person or the spirit or the deity that has sent them on that errand. They are called monitoring spirits, or you can just say evil watchers also. But I would like to use the term monitoring spirits so we can get an understanding better. This class of demons, as neglected as they can be in the fold, they are the most effective, they are the most busy, they are not reluctant in whatever they do. Sometimes when a person prays and fasts and does all kind of things that they know they can do to probably either get out of a situation or maybe advancement in life, and nothing seems to be working, there is an attack and nothing seems to change. There is a sickness, you've actually done whatever you feel you can do, and yet there is no positive reactions. This is because the enemy of this person's life has actually employed some of these gadgets we call monitoring spirits and set them in motion probably 10 years behind, 5 years back in that person's life. They know everything about this person, how you go out and come in, the people you interact with, the kind of lifestyle you live. Now these demons have all the records in their hands, and they hand it over to the people you consider to be the enemies of your life, spiritually and even physically. This helps them to know the right button to push against this individual. I don't know, maybe you've had the saying that new broom sweeps clean, but old broom knows every corner of the house. These spirits can lay wait in the life of a person for years, testing out the waters and getting results and piling them up. Monitoring spirits are the most pesteros and the most dangerous spirits that there can ever be, because their wickedness knows no bound. They can do anything to test the water and get the information. So I'm going to give you a few points that will help you understand if you are under the surveillance of these kinds of spirits in your life. Number one on my list, the center could not hold. You see, you try everything humanly possible to put things together, to make things work out. Sometimes you try to come on time, but something definitely happens to keep you out of time. You try everything humanly possible. There must always be a loophole somewhere. There must always be something that will make you look at yourself and say, I don't think I'm even good enough. The spirit is somewhere making these things show up. As much as you try to cover it up, people definitely sees it. Check. Someone somewhere is watching you. A spirit somewhere is watching, putting those stumbling blocks and all that. Imagine getting to the point where that business contract is about to be signed. Like, this is the moment that defines it. And then all of a sudden something goes wrong. Maybe the person that is supposed to sign it starts coughing and has to be taken out. Holding a pen to sign and has to be taken out. Or trying to, something like that. Electricity goes off. They're just trying to create a distraction. Those are the works of these monitoring spirits. Those are signs for you to know that you've been monitored, your life has been bugged, informations about you have been leaked. Some spirits have taken this information and given to somebody, so they now know when and what to do. Number 2 on this list. People find it very hard to believe you, even when you tell all your truths. People find it hard to believe you. It's as if somebody is standing there and telling them this person is lying. You know you're telling the truth, but it's as if someone is standing around them telling them, do not believe this person. You're being watched. At this point, information have been given to your attackers, and they are working with it now. This is what we call the snare of the fowler. You are inside that snare already. Number 3, things are forcefully taken away from you. No matter how hard you try to grab what is yours, they are being taken away from you. You work so hard to get to a point, and then it's being snatched away from you. Go and check. Monitoring spirits have given information that is being used against you. When they gather information about people, they hand it over, and then the main spirits that are supposed to carry out the assignments continue from there. Have you ever held things and then it looks as if somebody just hits your hand and those things fall off? They don't want you to have anything good. They don't want anything good to come into your hands and stay. Nothing. They hit it off. That is signs of what I'm telling you. Number 4, everything you touch suddenly dies. Death in your palms. Anything at all around you, nothing stays alive. Touch the remote to put on the television, the remote will either spoil or the television will spoil. Your phone never stays screen okay. The screen is always broken. Things are falling off your hands. Not all about carelessness at this time, but who wears the shoe know where it itches. There is nothing you touch. If you enter someone's office, all of a sudden everything there just turns upside down. Not because you're a bad person. Everybody around there might like you, but they are just trying to look for something on one angle to make people begin to hate you. There is destruction in your palm that everything you touch gets sick and dies. Hold the microphone, before you know what, you just bend it and then it's broken. You don't even know when you did it. You've killed that microphone just so you can have issues with the very person that owns that microphone. So you now tend to, stay away from people because you know what's going on with you. Number 5, bad aura. The moment you enter the atmosphere, everywhere changes. No one wants to interact with you anymore. They just look at you and they are like, there's something about that guy that I don't like. There's something about that lady that I don't like. It's called aura. There is negativity in your atmosphere. These are the baby steps of evil. That when you begin to notice these things, you need to go fast and know what to do to your spiritual life before it gets out of hand. Before it gets to a point where you cannot fix it anymore. Before it gets to a point where every door begins to shut against you. It gets to a point where they begin to shut the city doors against you. No one can help you in that city. No friends in that city. You can't even find love in that city. It has gone beyond your environment into the city. They shut the doors of good things. Places where people go to and get good things, you go there and you bring back chaos. You wake up every sleeping evil around that place. It looks as if you are a reminder of bad things, of bad memories. Monitoring spirits can go this deadly. Even in the sight of evil people, you appear evil. It looks as if you are even badder than the baddest. There are many symptoms which we will be talking about while we are walking through this teaching. But I want to be as fast as possible, so I have to skip some certain things. Now let's talk about how these things come into the life of somebody. I will discuss 4 major ones and probably add some other 2. Number 1 is curse. Number 2 is what I like to call STD, sexually transmitted demons. Number 3 is what I call inherited or genetic demons. Number 4, influence-oriented demons. So let's begin. Curse is not just words most times. Curse out of pain, curse is being born and imparted on someone. Curse is an energy. It is passed into somebody most times. Do you know you might actually not wrong someone and then the person just decides to lay curse on you? Yes, there are people that are hired to lay curses on people. The prophet in the Bible that a king hired to curse the house of Israel. Did Israel hurt this prophet? No. But he was hired to do what? To curse them. When someone is operating under curse, before the curse begins to work, these demonic entities have been sent to monitor, survey, and get an understanding, pass informations to them on how to work against this person. No person's life is just that empty, except a person who doesn't have built walls of security in the realms of the spirit. Curse attracts these monitoring spirits to make sure that this thing is carried out in the life of this person. They will always be there. They never leave. I told you their wickedness knows no boundaries. They are there monitoring the person's life to make sure that because this person has been cursed to be down and doomed, to be cashless, to be moneyless, to be sick, to die poor, they are there to make sure that that assignment is being carried out. And to them, it's just an assignment because this is who they are. This is what they are here to do. They've been contracted. Most times, to destroy this kind of things is not just about prayers, because your level in believing in God might just be there, but not at the height that is needed. That is why you see people pray and fast and do all kinds of things, and at the end of the day, nothing to show. The powers that be are stronger than their own level in the Lord. Their own level in God is too small to handle such. The spirits at work are stronger than they can handle. This is why you need being updated in the realms of the spirit about spiritual things. You need them. You need them seriously. Never take your life for granted, no matter what. In your pursuit of money, your quest for positions and all that, never take your spiritual life on serious. Because in the midst of all those things you are doing, you don't know the person you're going to step on their toes. People are easy to lay curse these days. They find it very, very much easier than drinking water to lay curse on people. Little things they've actually started saying, you will know the God I serve. As if the God you serve is the one that shoots arrows, the ones that throw spears on people. You will know the God I serve. And then you start laying curses on people. You never see any good thing and all that. And true, the words I speak to you are spirit and they are life. Those words go against those people. Because whatever word you say out of pain and anger, a spirit definitely carries it out immediately. Number two, I call them sexually transmitted demons. When we have sex, we don't just share body, we share spirits. A man that is demon possessed automatically transfers those demons into the life of the woman that he's sharing that intercourse with. And this lady has the power and capacity to multiply. This is why it's dangerous for a woman to carry a spirit for too long. The spirit might be in a man and just be only one, but the moment it enters the life of a woman, it begins to multiply. It grows to a point where she becomes a powerhouse of demons. Any man that comes in to lay with her takes his own portion of those demons, goes out there and gives it to another. The circle is going and the numbers are increasing. It's like virus. It begins to spread. And at some point, everyone that comes in contact with this person starts going down financially, emotionally, materially. Mention them. That is why the most selling immoral business is sex business in the whole world. So if we must diminish and abate the existence of demons and the effect of demonic entities upon human life, we must first of all deal with the rate of sexual immorality. Sexual business. We must first of all deal with that. It is very, very important. That is one of the ways forward. I mean, look at the society today and see what sexual immorality has done to this place. You find a young man that is okay and normal from the start, and all to suddenly begins to desire his fellow man intimately. But this wasn't like this from the start. How come? What went wrong? Something definitely changed along the way. He may have met with a lady that finds it habitually interesting to be intimate with both genders and finds nothing wrong with it. She might have gotten this demon or this possession from even a guy that does both genders. And then the transfer keeps going on and on and on, and you're wondering how we are giving birth to the things that we have here on earth right now. The transfer happens with the speed of light, like airdrop. And then all of a sudden, those demons begin to fill his mind or her mind with some sort of fantasies that he or she never found interesting, never knew existed. This is how you see them and you don't even know who they are until deliverance sessions, and you begin to hear things and see manifestations. Stop sleeping around. You would not listen. There are after effects to these things, and a lot of you have become dangerous to the people around you. Their lives are at stake for coming around you. You now carry an aura that represents darkness. These are demons that you picked up from sleeping around with multiple sexual partners. Your body has become a dumping ground for fools, dumping ground for demons, and you think you are okay. These creatures have been waiting for the manifestations of the sons of darkness, and now you've made yourself available. They will keep using you to get to the sons of light and daughters of light. The circle keeps going on and on. On daily basis, mighty men are being pulled down. Daughters of dignity are being mesmerized. Thrones are being taken away on daily basis. People are losing their stands, but it means nothing to many people because their eyes do not see beyond this flesh. Have you not witnessed young men that fall into financial traps due to carelessness, which that carelessness is actually a tool of manipulation from these demons called monitoring spirits, just to pull them into the act. They get to a point and the only thing they are being faced with is do this or you are doomed. Do this or you won't get the money. They go as far as, this sugar mommy thing that they do all around Lagos, Abuja, all around Nigeria, all around many places all over the world. Now you have to sleep with somebody's wife. You see your life. You sleep with somebody's husband just to get the money. They put you into a mess. They still make you commit crime. They make you commit abominations and all that. You either do it or you go to jail. You either do it or you are found in a body bag or something. People run away from whatever it is that is physical pain, but what about the other side of it? Because this has actually duped your soul. Now carry around you a tag called captured. And when the spirit of blessing and goodness comes around, they can't drop that blessing around you because of that tag. That is what they see. Captured. And this kind of men, they stay on a particular level for a very, very long time. They don't move forward, go back, no way. They are just there, being sustained by evil, doing all manner of things just to stay alive. That is not a life. You need to get a good life that will enable you contribute positively to the advancement of this world. As a woman, you must understand that the spiritual space is not a safe place. As wandering spirits might actually come in and embody you, even without you noticing them. They open up many doors of your life, and many things come in, things that never used to belong. I hope you understand that as there are many doors and openings in the body of a woman, that so it is that there are also many doors and openings in her spirit. So you need to be very careful as a woman. When we say women are more carriers of demonic entities, it looks like hate speech, but it's true. That's the more reason why they are called the weaker vessels. They are often moved by what they hear, and the tendency of indecision is very high. And they are also accommodating, so they accommodate everything. Anything that comes in that they accept or they bring in by themselves, they know how to keep it. And most times this nature is what makes it very much easy for demons to come in and stay for a very long time without being noticed, until they've settled down and they've started carrying out their assignment. This is also the more reason why you as a woman should pay attention to your spiritual values and make sure that you work hard to get them intact, more than you work on your outward appearance. Because behind those beautiful faces and makeups might lie a beast that will destroy generations tomorrow. And you are there and you do not know it. Let's touch number 3, which is the inherited or genetic demonic operations. When a family is under spiritual bondage, monitoring demons are being dispatched. Their job is to make sure that every member of the family that has been designed for that destruction never misses the direction to the hallway that leads to that destruction. It might be designed for all the first sons of that family. It might be designed for all the male children. It might be designed for just the female children. Imagine your father lived his life and died a drunkard, a chronic smoker, womanizer, and all sort of things, name them. He never achieved his goal in life because he had many battles to fight. And then you as a young man growing up and facing life, things are hard, and then you think you can actually ease your pain and get inspiration by drinking and smoking. It is not a surprise anymore, because smoking and drinking, the next thing that comes into play is that your mind is geared towards womanizing, fornication, and all kinds of sexual sin. There are things you commit with your mind clouded. You get to a point where you don't care anymore. All what you're seeing at this point is that life is hard. This is too much for you to bear. You've cried your eyes out. There's no solution. So if it's die, let's kukuma die. That pit that swallows men, take away their glory and their stars and leaves them empty. Have you not seen that you are walking towards the same thing that destroyed your father? Lineage. It's inherited, passed down from generation to generation. This becomes a pattern at some point. You must pay attention to patterns. You must pay attention to understand. One of the ways to conquer most of these things is to study the pattern, the moves, the strategies, the tactics of the enemy towards your family. You identify first, that's before you start fighting. Because if you give yourself over to the same thing that destroyed your father, the same thing will happen to you. See where it landed him? He has been shut down, and then you are taking the same path. The spirits made sure of your father's downfall. They shut him down. And the same spirits are here making sure that you too will be shut down, and you're letting them. This is spiritual warfare. All road leads to the same end. If you let the same thing that destroyed your father destroy you, then you are of all men most miserable. Because this one is an example you are looking at. Don't tell me you don't know what to do. Seek for spiritual help. As a woman, as a man, seek for spiritual help. Your parents have done their part. Even if they were ignorant of whatever, maybe they fought to some level, there was nothing else they could do. When you get to your own time, do more. Fight to make sure that the battle stands down in your own generation and doesn't have to enter the next. That those demons that are bringing in these forces against you, that they never see the light of your next generation. Most times my advice is fight before you even get married, so you don't give birth to children and deposit something inside them that they will have to fight for tomorrow. The fight has to finish with you. That is what makes you a man. That is what makes you a woman. That is what you need to live for before the pleasures of life. Now, the number 4 is influence. Be careful who you follow and who you let into your life, as their battles may as well become yours. The moment you start connecting, start sharing informations and ideas, start getting acquainted, that information starts creating a connectivity and a bond in your spirit and inner self. The words I speak to you, they are spirits and they are life. Have you not noticed that sometimes you meet some kind of people and then you talk to them and listen to them to a point where you can't stay without them? You can't stay without hearing their voice. You can't stay without them being close to you. They've gained a space and connectivity inside your spirit. Stay in a particular place for quite some time. You will notice that you get connected to them. You get connected to the spirit of the land. You get connected and accustomed to their ways, their language. You begin to adapt to their system. The spirit of the place gain entrance into your life and begin to shapen your life, shapen your tongue, shapen everything that you do. And they begin to speak to your hearing. This is the way we do it here. This is how life is on this side. All of a sudden, you begin to see yourself deviating from being you to become somebody else. You begin to behave like them, begin to speak like them. Of course, it is true. Show me your friend, and I will show you yourself. The places where we go to, the memories we create, they've been able to make us who we are. It is spiritual. At this juncture, things that work against them work against you. Things that work for them work for you. Things that affect them affect you. Their demons rub off their influence on you, and they document all your every move, making sure to see really if you are matching in line or you are just doing your own thing. Knowing that there are sufferings and blessings that are attached to these things. Now, this is an extra that I would like to add to this. Not everyone that smiles with you are happy for you. This is the part where humans can actually generate energies and project them to you. And they become monitoring gadgets and demons around you. It is not everyone that you show your progress, that sees what you do, that see who you've become, the changes around you. It is not all of them that are happy for you. Most of them are just there, studying every move you make. They smile at you, but in their hearts, envy and jealousy is destroying them. Because you're doing better, they are trying to stop you. Not like they can occupy that position and do better than you do, or maybe there's something wrong that you are doing. They are just propelled by spirits to do this, to bring you down. They are among your friends, your relatives, your co-workers, colleagues. You reveal informations to them, and they know the next thing to do. And know it that the mind is a very comfortable space for witchcraft. The moment they accumulate that energy and shoot it out against you, it becomes a spirit, and the next thing it's looking for is loopholes. At this point, the thoughts have been projected into becoming spirits. The mode operandi becomes different. That's why you need to be wise. I've always told you, get it into your head. Know the way you talk and pass informations. The enemy does not know what you are thinking. The monitoring spirits does not know what you are thinking until you say something out. They might prick you just so you will talk or act or react or anything. Keep quiet. This kind of people around you, the way they act, you might be feeling that they got your back. No, it's the other way around. If you turn, they will stab you. So be careful. These are the little ones I can talk about because of time. Because if we start explaining and digging deep about this monitoring spirit of a thing, you'll find out that most families have been rendered useless because they have been watched. You find out that eyes have been on you. That's why that business has gone down. But you were looking at that business. How come you never noticed it, and then until it crushed? That's when you know you're going to start looking for solutions. The same spirit that carried out that assignment, the same spirit kept you out of information breach. You feel there's nothing you could have done? No. They've already outlined everything. They knew that you weren't going to look this direction or that direction. They knew the capacity of your mind. They knew everything. They knew what you can and can't do. And they also know how far you're willing to go to look for solutions. They know how limited you are in your mind. It took them years to get all these informations. They've become a part of you. They became an old friend around you. That my friend, nothing I don't know about him. Nothing we don't know about me. Be careful. That person might be a beast, might be a gadget. You guys are talking, but you do not know that there are informations that are being passed out. They can never come in without invitation. Something somewhere or somebody might have, invited them knowingly or unknowingly. That's why most times when a certain demon is sent to go and attack the life of a person, and they strike once, strike twice, maybe the third time they see they can't get this person easily, the next thing they need to do is to report back to the sender. When they report back to the sender, the next thing this person does is to project monitoring spirits. These spirits will monitor what to do. They will project the spirits that will make the person err. It is your downfall that will give them the room to do their job better. That's why most times when people come for consultations and I look, you hear some things like, it is your fault. Why did you do something like this? Have you ever done something like this and that? Be guided. Be guided. There is something that people do not really understand, or probably they do not really know it, about the spiritual realms of darkness. And I will disclose it for the sake of redemption and salvation. And that is the principle of the highest bidder. This is commonly found among the spirits of darkness. The spirit of light do not want to lose their place. They don't want to lose their stand. They don't want to get stained and be demoted. So they stand with the truth. But you see those fallen demons, those fallen spirits, they maintain a dubious nature so that they can sustain their survival. So they will do anything, and the eyes of their understanding is blinded. They operate like robots most of the time. That's why one of the ways to chase them away is force. Understand this. A spirit you offer a fowl as a prize for a contract and send it on an attack errand might get to the victim, and the victim knows what the demons know, and they are aware of what the spirits came to do, and understands this principle of the highest bidder, and avails a goat to this spirit and sends it back to the sender. These demons, these spirits, they will not say no. They will accept it and double their attack force against the initial sender. That's a very dirty game. But these are things that happen in the demonic world. But that is that for that. Let me point out a few things that you can do to help yourself when you find yourself in this situation. Probably most of these things I outlined, you find yourself in one or two of those situations. Maybe you've looked around and you are noticing that eyes are on you. You're being followed or monitored. Things are not working the way they are supposed to be. There are strange spirits around you, strange forces coming into your terrain and threatening your peace and all that. These are things you need to do. Number one is to create a covenant with God. Create a very strong covenant with the Most High. You cannot be friends with God and these kind of demons are disturbing you, except they are for trials. But if it's torment, no. God is bigger than that. So number one thing, create the covenant. Create a covenant. Covenant goes a long way to save you from adversity. Covenant goes a long way to open closed doors. I mean real covenant. Same he had with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, even Adam. It is time. Noah, even before the time of the Israelites, he has already created covenants with the people that came before them. So create covenant and watch God in action. Number two thing you need to do, try as much as possible to build spiritual contacts, spiritual connections with spirits that matter, with spirits of high value. If God has so blessed you with the ministry of angels that he welcomed you into that place where you now know the nook and crannies of the realms of the divine spirituality, make contacts with angels. Make contacts with angels and other spirits of God that are ordained and designed and placed and positioned in some certain places. Your problem might just be a little one, but because you are ignorant of the devices to use and you're suffering for a very long time, create spiritual contacts, build spiritual contacts. They will help you. Build on the waters, on all the elements, on all the spaces, for even a lot of people that will come after you. So you need to walk the pathway for them. Another thing you need to do, let your word carry authority, fueled with purity. Purity brings you to a place in the realms of the spirit where power is being discussed, authority is being given, a place where you become fearless and strong-willed, standing strong to handle anything. Nothing faces you and you back down. Fear no one, fear no spirit. The next thing you need to do, calm down and study the pattern. Don't rush. Study the pattern. Has anyone gone through this in my family? Is this same thing happening to anyone at this point? How have my people been able to survive if something like this exists in time past? Or did this just start with me? Who did they run to? Did they seek for help that doomed them, that destroyed their relationship with God? Study it. Is this a battle for the first sons? Is this a battle for all the sons? Is it for only sons? Is it for the daughters? Study the pattern. It doesn't make sense in the beginning. Give it time. Study it. Study the pattern. It might take time, but do it well. Because of time, I have to rush it up from here. If you do everything within your power and nothing seems to be working, seek for help. Seek for spiritual specialists of the problem you're facing. Seek for their help. Never do it on your own. Don't just do it on your own. That's like self-medication. There are problems you find yourself in. There are snares you find yourself in. The more you try to tear to make your way out, the more you injure yourself. So you need an external help. Tear it from the outside and set you free. The last thing I will tell you is to live a righteous life. I believe that with all this, you have help already. And may God help everyone that have found themselves in this kind of situations. What you learn from this, it will bless you. And it will set you free from anything that is holding you down. God bless you.